Why being ketone? Why being ketone states are not guarantee that you are like healthy state? It is because there's a various you can do to being in a ketone states. First is you starving yourself. So basically you still eating junk food, carbohydrates, and also vegetable with plant toxin. You still consuming them, but you just like maybe you 15 hours fast or something like that, right? Or you do like 24 hours fast. You can be in a ketone states, which are healthy, suppress inflammation, and also it's really conducive to fat burning states, which lose your body fat. But still, it's not really optimally healthy. And second is, you doing is high amount of vegetable, and it's like you're doing high amount of vegetable meal and also a high fat and high steak, something like that, which you are combined. But the problem with that is, even though you can do that in a, you can goes in the ketone states, which conducive to fat burning. But the thing is, there's a lot of plant toxins that are not necessary for our body. Yeah, you can, because vegetables are low in carbs, but still, it's not optimally healthy because, for example, is spinach. Spinach has like 700 of oxalates, milligrams of oxalates, and our body can only like get rid of it like 20 to 30 milligrams of oxalates per day. And this process can deplete your taurine. And taurine is really important, which basically it has like anti-glycative effect, and also it has like myostatin in wait myostatin inhibition effect, which that means is makes your muscle mass bigger and improve your strength during the exercise. It sounds like overwhelming, but the thing is, spinach has a lot of oxalate which our body doesn't require it or optimal for us, which can cause damaging in our body. The oxalate crystal, the oxalate, how it works is the anti-nutrients which are oxalate found in spinach and also other vegetable, especially green leafy vegetables, which basically it has like oxalate that bind the calcium and render it unusable. This is a study that shows that 80% of calciums bound to oxalates render it unusable. So that means your body doesn't get enough of calcium. That means you have to consume more calcium foods, such as like milk or whatever the dairy foods, right? But the thing is, the 20% of oxalates they are not bound to the calcium. It can build in your brain, build in your eyes, which basically can make you blind because the crystal oxalates bind the wiring in your retina, which can cause you blind. And also it can build up in your thyroid. There's a study that shows that 85% of age 30 or older has oxalate crystal in their thyroid, which can cause autoimmune disease. And also, the oxalate crystal can build up in your kidney, and most kidney stones comes from oxalate, which calcium oxalate stone. But doesn't mean we should cut out calcium. Our body need that. It's essential for us. But what about oxalates? It's not required or optimal to us. So there's no reason to put plant toxin in our body which can cause autoimmune disease, can cause kidney stone, and also can make you blind. The second is other vegetable has like fatty acids, which basically fatty acid is like a mineral magnet. Fatty acid has like super negative charge, while minerals like magnesium, iron, zinc has super positive charge, and they work like a magnet. So basically, the bioavailable of the vegetable, vegetable, for example, spinach has zinc, has like iron, whatever it is. But the thing is, those minerals, those the magnesium in those vegetable will be less reduced, absorbed in your body because the bioavailable of this vegetable, which are these minerals, are got reduced because of the anti-nutrients such as like oxalates and also phytic acids. And also something like beans has lectins, which basically can disrupt your gut. The thing is, vegetables are not like necessary for us and we are not adapted to it. The thing is, if you look at the red meats, which basically we've been exposed, our biologically genetic adaptation has been exposed to the red meat specifically for like 4.5 million years ago. Rather than vegetable, for example, rather than like grains and vegetable, which around like 30,000 years ago, which basically the humans started algae culture. But the thing is, our body have to expose these foods very long time so that our body can adapt to it. Which basically, even though we can still eating the grains, the vegetable, we are not dying tomorrow. But the thing is, it can affect in the long term, and also it's not optimal if you want to optimally being healthy. And vegetable also like has fiber, which basically a lot of like doctors say which appeal to authority fallacies. Fiber is not necessary for us. We cannot digest fiber. Fiber is just anti-nutrients. It's not required or optimal. If you look at the Paul Mason studies on a fiber, which that shows that the participants who removing fiber in their diet cure all their digestive issues like constipation, bloody stool, bloating, gas, stomach stomach ache, which basically, bro, I don't know, bro. My pronunciation is not like some Asian like that, bro. Sorry, guys. But you get the point, right? You can understand. Which basically, this fiber can ferment into toxic aldehydes in your colon, which basically tear your cell membrane into pieces, destroy your lipid rafts. So is it any beneficial? Is it any like required for our body? No. What about fiber? Which basically, is it fiber has any requirement, any single process, any single bodily process in our body? No, it doesn't have. It just like has fiber is only has like 30% of enzymatic blockage rates in nutrient absorption. It block the enzyme to block the nutrients to absorb in your body. So there's no reason for that. I mean that's it. The vegetable you consume like missing 26 compounds that are essential or beneficial to us. Or even if they do, for example, they have like iron or they have like zinc, whatever it is, the vegetable. But the thing is, they are not in full bioavailable. And second is they must be converted. For example, it's carrots. Carrots, a lot of people say carrots are rich in vitamin A. No, it's not vitamin A. It's not retinol. It's just a beta carotene, which must be converted to vitamin A or retinol, which basically half of the population in humans was like low converter, which basically you have to consume a lot of beta carotene to get the amount of vitamin A that your body needs. So is it there's a reason for that? No. You can easily get the vitamin A itself from the butter or also like from beef. So there's no reason to doing that, which basically consuming high amounts of like carrots, which basically they have fiber. They also like have anti-nutrients. No reason. And also, the 26 compounds. Like the active form like big six, methylated B12, carnitine, carnitine, creatine, taurine, EPA, DHA, CoQ10, conjugated linoleic acids, heme iron, vitamin A, D3, K2, and has tons of it, right? The 26 compounds. They are missing in plants' foods. So why choose? Yeah, you can be in ketone states, but still, the optimal to being a ketone state specifically, like if you eating red meat, ruminant animals, specifically ruminant animals, flesh and fats, which basically that's all the nutrients you need. The fat soluble vitamins, the water soluble vitamins, including vitamin C. Yeah, red meat, ruminant animals, which red meat has vitamin C in perfect quantity. As long you are not like having a high carb diet, because glucose and vitamin C are compete for oxidation in GLUT4 transporter, which basically it works like, so basically you have a GLUT4 transporter which basically can only get one molecule, and there's a glucose and also vitamin C, which basically they both have the same molecule. And if you have a high carb diet, which basically it will use the GLUT4 transporter same as vitamin C, that means you have to consume more vitamin C. The fact is, the people who are like obese people, type 2 diabetes people, can still get the symptom of vitamin C deficiency, even though that people consuming a lot of fruits, a lot of like things that are high in vitamin C, such as like fruits, right? Even though they eat a lot of fruits rich in vitamin C, but the thing is, if you have a really super elevated blood sugar, which can block the entire of GLUT4 transporter, which basically they are used for vitamin C and glucose, to using the same transporter, GLUT4 transporter, for oxidation. It block entirely. So that's mean the vitamin C doesn't have a chance to go through inside the GLUT4 transporter. You got the point? If you're kind of like a bit blurry, you can just just like reply, not reply, just like fucking repeat and repeat what I'm saying, because this is how I'm learning. The thing is, I speaking to you, you can understand what I'm saying, you know. But as long you have, know about English well, you can understand, but doesn't mean you can remember. Tomorrow later, if someone asks you what you learned from this video, yeah, maybe you can explain a little bit. Oh, fiber is not required. That's it. But it's not like specifically enough or not strong enough. The educational that you got, how I learn specifically, I repeat. I can understand what's the people saying in the video that I'm watching, but doesn't mean I remember it. And specifically, if you want to get the educational, you specifically remember it. You imagine like, for example, you go to the class in the school, right? And teachers say, yeah, you understand what the teacher say. But during the exam, do you remember how to answer this question? Be- and actually, the teacher already teach you during the lesson, during the class, but you don't remember it, so you don't know how to do it well during the exam. Basically, same thing. You can understand what I'm saying, but doesn't mean you can remember what you are like learning about, which basically you can understand that fiber is not required, but doesn't mean like 1 week later you will remember that fiber is not required. You just forgot. This for the example. Of course, people will easily remember that. It's just a simple words. But the thing is, the anti-nutrients, oxalate, whatever it is, you'll forgot sometimes. So basically, you have to repeat many times. So I mean that's it, Already like access, man. Supposed like 10 minutes, but I hope this video is really super valuable. I really like make it like really really helpful. You can do your own research what I'm saying here, the oxalate, the kidney stone, the study of the Paul Mason study on the fiber. Search on them if you don't believe me. I mean, that's it. Peace. If you want to optimally being healthy and you want to look good, you want to look attractive, this the key is literally your health. And this like including your diet too. Either it's like you're carrying your sleep, you're carrying to get the sun, you're carrying your environment, but the thing is including diet too can make you more attractive and optimally healthy. So link in the description below where I has a course, online course, all my knowledge about the optimal diet that can make you more attractive, look better, and also like have an optimal health. Link in the description below.